Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about intermittent fasting and more specifically intermittent fasting for women. So today I wanted to touch base on intermittent fasting because I have started a self-care journey this year. So if you follow my channel, you're probably aware of a couple of the posts last vlogs that I've made. I've talked very much about my self-care journey, my goals for this year, that whole deal. And in that, I talked about intermittent fasting and how I've done it in the past and loved it. I truly enjoyed it. Although I didn't do it the same way that I'm doing it this year and this time around. I do feel like it's something that's fairly successful, specifically for women, but probably for anyone as well. So first, I just want to introduce myself. My name is April. I'm married to my husband, Rob. We have two beautiful kids, a 5-year-old boy and a 5-month-old baby. So with that, I've been postpartum for 5 months now. So I feel like that's very important to talk about because as women, we have hormones, right? And something that I have talk to other women about, specifically women who are going through menopause. I have obviously family members who are in that stage of life and they have friends, that whole thing. And so I've talked to a woman about her journey and losing weight with going through this stage of menopause in her life. And number one thing that she said she was told by her doctor and felt like was most successful for her was intermittent fasting. And so even though I'm not at that stage in my life, I do feel like having postpartum hormones and menopause hormones can be very similar. Obviously, they're not exactly the same, but they're kind of along the same lines. And so I started doing a little bit of research on my own, and I found that it can actually help reset your hormones by doing intermittent fasting. So I started to take this journey. So I started this, so today is March 1st, it's Wednesday. I started it last Wednesday and I've seen quite a bit of results that I'm excited to talk about, but I wanted to talk about a few other things as well. For one, I want to just say I am not a professional on any level. This is just something that I'm doing as an experiment for myself and something that I found in the past, like I said, that has worked for me. So I felt like it was kind of fun for me to kind of start this journey. I wanted to start it for myself so I can keep tabs on myself and make sure that I'm sticking to what I say I want to do, on top of sharing it for other people. I know that when I start a new dietary restriction or, major change as far as something like this goes, I do a lot of research on it and try to find somebody who's also doing it or has done it and they have, things to say. And so I feel like this would be useful or fun to just make in general. So jumping right on in. So like I said, have done this for a week now. And with that, I want to say that I am not doing any other dietary restrictions other than fasting for, I think, about 17 hours. So the time blocks that I have for myself is I will eat anywhere between 9:30 to 4:30. From 4:30 on till 9:30 the next morning, I am completely fasting. And I found that to be really beneficial. So I wanted to talk about why. So the first reason that I decided to do the 9:30 to 4:30, like I said, it's whatever is best for you, obviously, whatever fits best for your daily schedule. For me as a mom of two, it feels most beneficial for me to be doing it at 9:30 to 4:30 because I'm still able to fit in 3 meals. So I can eat breakfast at 9:30 or 9:45, whatever. I still have time to eat a lunch at like 12 or 1, and then still have an early dinner around 3:30 to 4:30, anywhere in there. And I feel like that has really helped cut out the chance of me only eating a lunch as a meal and then snacking throughout the day until I hit dinner time and then fasting from that point on. Or the other way around to where I am fasting or eating from like 6:30 until, like 2:30, and then fasting from that point on, because I feel like that might, like I said, whatever works best for you. For me at this stage right now, I feel like this is most beneficial. So another thing that I've noticed that has really worked out for me myself is that my husband and I are major eating outers. I don't know how to say that, but we go to restaurants a lot. That's really our major outlet for going out. We have 2 kids, like I mentioned. So whenever we are wanting to get out of the house and just do something sort of fun, it usually pertains to going out to dinner or going out for lunch, whatever. And so doing this, I feel like it has definitely cut down on us doing that, because if it's past the time of my time block of when I can go out and eat, or when I can eat in general, if I'm not going to go out and eat with my husband, he's more likely to not go out and spend the money. He'll just eat at home. And so I feel like that has definitely helped slightly. My husband and my son are still not fasting, so if they want to go out and grab food, they can. But I do feel like we are saving a little bit of money by me doing that, because we're obviously not doing it as frequently as we have in the past. So beyond that, something that I also want to say is that I kind of said a little bit before, I'm not making any other dietary restrictions because I don't want to plateau too fast and not know what to change. So if you've gone on any kind of dietary journey before, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You start off hard and strong, you're losing weight, you're seeing everything on the scale, you're seeing the numbers going down and everything else, and you're feeling really good. And then all of a sudden you hit this number, and it's like a consistent number for like a week or more. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why can't I continue to lose weight? So in my experience, I've found that if I make one small change at a time, then that's whenever I can continue this weight loss journey. This also depends on how much weight you're wanting to lose. Obviously, if you're not wanting to lose a huge chunk of weight and you want to just do all of the things all at once just to lose 10 pounds real fast, then like, okay, you do you. But for me, this is going to be a long-term thing. I'm not wanting to lose like 100 pounds or anything like that, but I am wanting to lose about 50 pounds if possible, somewhere around there. And so I am not wanting to burn out all of my resources right away. I'm wanting this to kind of drag on. And I also feel like with making gradual changes, it will also help me make this more of a lifestyle change versus a boomerang type of effect here. I'm wanting this to kind of stick. So once I lose this weight, I'm not wanting to just be like, oh, okay, I'm no longer on a diet. Like I can eat whatever I want. Which, like I said, I'm not making any other restrictions right now. I've still been eating pizza. I've still been eating ice cream and cookies and, all of the things. I will say that I have, like, just since I do have children and their diets to think about, I also still, try to make well-balanced meals around our house. So it's not like I'm just like eating whatever I want without any kind of like nutritional value involved. I do feel like you want to have that nutrition because you are, you need to be sustained for that amount of time, and then however long you're going to be fasting. Obviously, you want to be in a calorie deficit for that time that you are, fasting, but you don't also want to be starving, because that can also cause a plateau, which we will talk about in just a few minutes. So I do feel like that is very, very, very important. I also am taking a prenatal vitamin because I'm postpartum and I'm kind of touch and go with nursing. So I've still been taking my prenatal, and I've been drinking a ton of water. So like I said, I've only been doing this for a week. What I will say is that for the first few days, maybe the first day, I noticed that it's not comfortable, but losing weight never really is, right? So the first few days of losing weight, it's never like a comfortable thing to where you're like, oh yeah, I got this, it's no big deal. It usually kind of is like, okay, like I can tell I'm hungry, or I can tell that I could keep eating if I wanted to, or, whatever. So for the first day, I feel like I definitely noticed that. what I had done to kind of help fill that empty feeling is drinking water. I know that's something that they always talk about with diets, is that you want to drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water. Maybe if you're hungry, you're not actually hungry, you're just thirsty, you know, that sort of a thing. And so I definitely incorporate that. So I will eat from 9:30 to 4:30, as I said, and then from that point on, I will just drink a lot of water. I notice at night, I'm kind of a night owl, so whenever I am like sitting down and watching TV, I always make sure I have a big glass of water with me, almost for like that oral fixation. I don't even know if it's because I feel hungry or munchy or anything like that. It's like I just feel like I need something to put in my mouth, which is like, I don't know, it sounds kind of silly, but it's true. It definitely plays a part. So I definitely feel like that helps. It also helps kind of fill your belly with some water. It makes it feel like it's full, but you're not actually putting anything in there that you shouldn't be, you know, having, or, you know, whatever. Something with calories, right? Water's always good for you. Always good for you. So as I was talking about with plateauing from not having enough, so something that I noticed I did one day and instantly regretted it was that I have noticed that my stomach is feeling smaller, right? I can tell that it's from fasting for all these hours. I can tell that it is helping shrink down my stomach, which is what you want. I mean, you don't obviously want to feel like whenever you are in this pocket of time to eat, you're just like eating everything and you're just getting super full. That's not really the idea. The idea is, you know, to kind of just eat however much you need to sustain yourself, and then, you know, fasting. So I definitely noticed that my stomach is shrinking. And so I noticed that I will eat breakfast around 9:30, 9:45, like I said. And then I might eat again around 2, sometime around there. And whenever I eat then, I will notice that I'm like, okay, I'm really not that hungry because I'm still kind of full from lunch. So I'll just have a little bit of a snack at 2:30, you know, as like a lunch. So then I will eat that, and then I will notice that it's coming up on 4:30 and I'm like, I know I should probably eat, but I'm really not hungry, so I just won't eat. Or I'll forget to eat, and then I'm like, okay, well, it's past that time, I need to be fasting. So what I've actually noticed is that that's not great. You don't want to do that. So you don't want to not have enough calories, because that will also make you plateau, because your body needs calories to lose the weight. You have to eat to lose weight still. I mean, even though it sounds kind of counterproductive, you can't just not eat, because your body will not know what to do, and it'll make you plateau from that as well. So definitely recommend, even if you feel like, okay, I'm really not hungry, still eat something, because you are going to be fasting if you're doing it the same amount of time as me, which do your own research on fasting, what you are wanting, how much weight you're wanting to lose, what fits your lifestyle best, you know, the whole thing. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just what I've done. And so these are the things that I feel like was most useful for me to know. And through this whole first week, going forward, knowing these things, I feel like will definitely help me continue this process. So like I said, definitely just at least snack. If you know, eat some healthier snacks, if that makes you feel any better, something that's gonna like keep you full, but, you know, not like make you feel like, ugh, like super weighed down or anything like that. So like I said, definitely recommend that. Another thing that I feel like I want to touch base on slightly is that I've noticed a definite change in my energy levels, and not in the way that you would think. So from eating the way I've been eating, I feel like it's definitely allowing my body to like process this nutrients and actually use it as energy. And so like during the time, especially the second half of my day, from 4:30 till about bedtime, I notice that I have enough energy to really get stuff done around my house, which is ideal. Truly, I like, that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I feel like whenever I am not fasting and I was eating for any time during that 12-hour period from, let's say, 7 to 7 at night, 7 in the morning to 7 at night, I definitely feel like I was getting more weighed down by eating that way. I kind of would eat and there was nothing being done with the food that I was eating, right? Because I was doing it for such a long amount of time, and then I would go to sleep and wake up and do it first thing as soon as I open my eyes. And so I feel like having that time for my body to really break down what I'm eating and process it and do what it needs to do with it, it's definitely making me have more energy, kind of helping me like stay sustained throughout the, to the morning. Even in the morning, like I wake up and I'm like, desperate for my coffee. I love coffee and I love it with creamer. And so I can't have that until 9:30 either. And I can definitely feel myself dragging. But during the evening time from 4:30 on, I definitely feel like I am not lacking in energy. I feel well sustained. And I do feel like it is because it's allowing my metabolism to kind of reset itself. So I definitely feel like that is beneficial as well, especially as a mom of two. You definitely need energy to keep up with them. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm touching base on everything that I wanted to say about this, because I definitely feel like it's just it's going to be really helpful. I know I'm always personally, like I said, as postpartum, I feel like postpartum plays such a big role for me personally. I don't want to touch base on it too much because I know not everybody is postpartum, right? But with me being postpartum, I do definitely feel like with trying to keep up with a baby who's still waking up in the middle of the night, and I have a 5-year-old running around that I'm still keeping up with during the days, I definitely feel like not having to sit here and think of all the things that I'm not allowed to have as a normal diet, and like thinking like I can have whatever at this time as long as it's within this amount of time. And I definitely feel like that is more helpful because I feel like in the past, so when I first was postpartum, around the 2-month stage of postpartum, I was like, all right, I'm going to start losing weight. I'm going to eat really healthy. And that's just what it's going to be. I'm just going to eat healthy. I'm not going to eat, too many carbs, breads and pastas and things like that. I'm going to completely cut those out. I'm going to, just strictly eat like a paleo style diet. And I lost about 10 pounds, and Christmas came around and I saw all these Christmas cookies and I was like, it's Christmas time. It's only here once a year. I'm going to enjoy it. And I gained all the weight right back. I lost about 10 pounds and gained the 10 pounds right on back. And I was so defeated by that weight gain again that I was like, I don't have the time. I still feel this way. I truly don't feel like I have the time to sit there and think like, okay, I can't eat this. I can't eat that. I can't eat this. So like now I have to meal prep all these different things so that I have the time to eat the food that I want to eat during the days. It just feels really exhausting, especially when I'm trying to keep up with a household and a small child and a baby, and just everything has to still run. And so with that in the back of my mind, with postpartum, my postpartum brain still, I just feel like it was too much. And so that is why I reverted back to this intermittent fasting. Like I said, I haven't made any other dietary restrictions at this point. And I feel really good about it. I don't feel like I'm sitting here fixating on what I'm going to eat and like I'm bored, so I'm going to eat. It's like I already know in my head, like I'm not going to eat past this point. So I'm just going to listen to my body. And I just really feel like it's been super helpful as far as all of that has gone. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm at home all the time. And I feel like that has not helped me over the years. I feel like that has actually made it harder for me to get a hold of my diet because, I'm around the house and I have access to our food all the time. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, so do I. That's no big deal. And that's great. Like, I'm super happy that you are able to not sit there and feel like you need to snack whenever you don't know what to do with yourself. But I feel like, especially taking care of 2 kids, when they don't eat their food, I will often like just snack on whatever they have left on their plates. And it just is like, it's just been harder. It's been a little bit harder transitioning from being a working style person to being strictly at home for the past 6 years, almost 6 years now that I've been at home. And it's just, I haven't found my happy medium place. So I feel like this is also training me to get that under control, which is great. So that is pretty much that. I do plan on in the future, like I said, as I start hitting those plateaus after I'm noticing that, I'm not losing weight still. I'm starting to plateau a little bit and it's not from lack of eating or, whatever, then I'm going to start incorporating more walking. It's March now, it's going to start getting warmer around here to where I can get out with the kids and we can go on walks and things like that. So I do plan on eventually incorporating things like that. I'm not somebody who, like I mentioned, that just like eats a bunch of junk during the days. I still have kids' nutrition to think about, so I do try to keep nutritious meals around, but we're still human, so we still eat pizza and stuff like that. I feel like eventually I might start trying to hunker down on my diet a little bit if it comes to that. Like I said, I'm trying to lose probably around 50 pounds, and so I am not completely against doing that eventually, and I feel like that also will just come with the territory of noticing I'm losing weight and getting out and being active. It's like it all kind of just runs together. Once you are noticing you're losing weight, you're out and being active, it's like you start wanting more like healthier things, like salads and sweet potatoes and all those things, which I love. I love eating healthy, don't get me wrong. But I just don't feel like at this very moment I want to make all of those changes at once, as I have mentioned. So since I've gotten all of that out now, I will tell you that since I've started on last Wednesday, which I can't even remember what the date was last Wednesday, it's March 1st, so the Wednesday before that, it's been a week, I have lost almost 4 pounds. So truly, they say you're not really supposed to lose more than 2 pounds a week, but usually when you first start a diet of any kind, any sort of kind of dietary restrictions, you will lose water weight first. And I feel like they say that your water weight can usually be like the first 5 pounds that you lose, probably depending on your body type and, all of that sort of a thing. So I might still be losing water weight, but either way, it makes a difference. I feel a difference already in my clothing and in my own skin. So that is all I need to know. So I'm definitely noticing a difference. Like I said, I haven't been not eating anything specific. I've been eating ice cream and cookies and sandwiches and, all of those types of things. So nothing too clean. But like I said, I've definitely noticed through this period of, intermittent fasting that whenever it is time for me to eat, I'm not eating to excess, which I feel like I was doing in the past. So that might also be helping a little bit. Either which way, I'm noticing results, and that's all that really matters for me. As I mentioned, I feel like it's also helping with my hormones. I definitely feel like my moods are more sustainable, which is also something that you really want, right? You don't want to feel like you're on this roller coaster of emotion all the time. So I feel like that's really helped. And my skin is definitely clearing up. Like I said, I've been breastfeeding here and there, nursing, which I know here and there doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but if you're curious, I have other vlogs where I talk about my nursing experience that you can go and check out so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. But through that, it's been making my skin break out, and I've noticed that through this past week, I haven't had nearly as much breakouts, which is great. That's obviously something that you want, right? And so I've just noticed a lot of positive changes, and I feel like it's like I'm on the right path here. So very, very, very excited about all of that. I'm feeling very positive, especially as the warmer weather is coming about. It's just going to get better because we're a family that likes to be outside. And so, feeling very positive about that. So I feel like I'm going to make a series out of this. I might just check in every Wednesday. So I'm not sure if the video will be out on a Wednesday or a Thursday, but I do plan on getting it out as soon as I'm able to. But like I said, I'm going to check in every Wednesday and kind of keep you guys posted on things like what I'm doing, if I've made any changes to my diet, or if I'm getting more active than I was planning to be doing, anything like that. So this is a self-care journey that I, like I mentioned, plan on going on. So if you are interested in following along with me, with that, I definitely suggest that you subscribe to my channel when I come out with my next videos, because I do plan on covering a few other topics, things that are going on in my house that's also helping, I've already talked about how I got my hair cut, and that has made a huge difference for myself as far as my self-care journey goes. So I plan on covering quite a lot because I do feel like it involves quite a few things, especially being a mom who takes care of a household and, you know, 2 kids, that whole deal. So if you are also a mom, or even if you are not, but you are on a self-care journey as well, or if you decide to do the intermittent fasting thing, I definitely suggest that you follow along with me and follow me on Instagram. We can connect there and we can be on this journey together, because I would love to, you know, have a community doing it. I think it would be super fun. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe so that we can do this all together. I'm going to be posting quite a lot, at least every Wednesday or Thursday. Like I said, I'm not sure. I'm going to film on Wednesday, so I guess it would just depend on how quickly I can get them pumped out. But I will actively be updating. I think eventually I will like to say where I'm starting, and probably once I get a little bit closer to my end game weight. I don't know how to really say that. It's probably not right. But once I get closer to the weight that I want to be at, I might end up saying like where I started and where I'm at now, so I can kind of show like what that journey has looked like. Because like I said, I do plan on sticking with this and making this a lifestyle change. I don't think I'll probably be like intermittent fasting for the rest of my life or anything like that, but I do feel like I want to kind of retrain my brain to, you know, be in a more cautious mindset with my lifestyle. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope this was informational for you or helpful. If you plan on doing this yourself, please leave me down a comment so we can do this together. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I post my next videos. Until the next one, guys, bye.